Hi everybody, this is Angelo Quinones and Eureka Ministries. Now, this is not a Bible study. This is a review on a BAOFANG product. Okay, and I'm gonna have some video later on. I'm with my special child Anna Devane, and she's a special child. She's 5 years old. So just please be patient with the both of us. Me handling her and her popping in on occasions. Which she's a delight anyway. Beautiful, beautiful child. But anyway, let me speak on the microphone, the 888S Baofeng mic. Okay, there's gonna be some real footage after this, so this is just really the rating of it. What grade do I give this product, and should you even get it? So I did like one tutorial on it, one video, and I'm telling you right now, as I show you some slides, and then I'll get into the actual video footage, which is going to be another recording, later on down the road today. So you can actually hear for yourself, hear the tests. To tell you the honest to goodness truth, I'm not gonna give you a rating right away, but this was disappointing. Okay, this was disappointing. Why? Well, I'll get into it in a second, but let me just give you the pros first. Okay, the pros. Okay, the things that are good about it. First of all, the price is good here in the Philippines, and if the price is good here in the Philippines, it's probably going to be good in the good U.S. of A., my home country. And I come from the Bronx and Queens. Actually, I was born in the Bronx and raised in the Bronx, and I went to Queens when I was 13 years old and left when I was 53, and headed over here to the Philippines to get married, and had two beautiful children. Anna Devane and Sean Donnelly. I got those names from General Hospital, by the way. So probably Sean Donnelly. He's going to be using some of the stuff. The WSB days. Um, Man, this was disappointing, I'm telling you. But let me give you the pros. The pros is the price. I mean, I got it for about maybe, I would say 300 pesos, which is about roughly $6. So the price is good. Okay. Thank God I didn't spend like 1,000 peso for this thing, which is $20. I mean, that would have been ridiculously, bad on my part. Okay. But the price is good. The weight is good, meaning the actual weight of the microphone is very, very light. Okay, almost like a toy, and we kind of expect that already. And I'll show you some more slides. Going into Baofeng products, getting into the whole sphere of things with Baofeng, they kind of make these sort of small, sort of I don't want to say babyish, but sort of toyish, feeling things like or looking things anyway, and then they feel right. Some of these things feel right in your hand, but they look like toys, but they work. Okay, that's the thing. I'm still a fan, a new fan, by the way, and so this thing is not going to really jar me too much because I'm comparing this microphone with great mics back in the day. Okay, and I'm talking about Radio Shack, and this is not it. This is the Baofang, or whatever however you want to pronounce the Chinese. I'm comparing, and it might be an unfair comparison. Why not compare it to something now? Well, I just got into walkie talkies again, having used walkie talkies since the 1970s. I think 1974. Heavily involved in it in the 1980s and part of the 1990s. Was more of a CB guy than a walkie talkie dude. But I have a lot of experience with these things, so I'm comparing this mic with those mics, and those were great mics, amplified mics, and you had, well, I'll give you the pros and cons. So you have the price and then the weight. Okay. Then it's easy to use. So I guess that's a pro. I mean, it's easy to use. One button, and that's about it. You don't get, but that's the problem that I'm going to get into. I mean, that's a pro, but then it's a con. Okay, because you only have one button and you can't control a couple of things that that you should be able to control if you're taking the mic in your hand is for a reason. If you have a mic in your hand, it's for a reason, to sort of take away the control. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Of the walkie-talkie, uh, which the it becomes remote, actually. You know what I mean? Or the other way around. I don't know how you want to put it, but I mean, if you have the mic in your hand, is to use the basics, on that mic, like the old Radio Shack walkie-talkies that had channel buttons, and it had one mic had a volume control. At least the one I probably that was from Radio Shack, also volume control, and you had to use a couple of batteries for the amplifying thing to kick in. You understand what I'm saying? So you had a volume control, and you had channel selection, and then you had the PTT button, obviously. You understand what I mean? So that's just the deal. So the price, the weight, and the functionality is a piece of cake. Um, it has a belt clip, so that's the fourth thing that's good. Give me the pros and the cons. It has a belt clip, but the thing is that it's smaller, so you have to be a little bit, you have to use your ingenuity a little bit. The belt clip is not the same size as the walkie-talkie, as the two-way radio, or however you want to, classify that. It's not the same size. It's not a 1.5 inch, size, belt clip. Okay, so you have to use something smaller around your belt area, the belt strap of the pants, or if you have an army belt, right, like I bought, then you could use it on that belt strap. Okay, that's just hanging around loose and you removable, and so you can use it there. You're gonna have to use it there because you can't use it on your belt if you have a 1.5 inch belt, because the belt clip is smaller. So that's it's a pro, but it's a con at the same time. So it's almost like the mic is like full of pros and cons at the same time, which is not really good. Okay, you can adapt and you could use something else. You could get away with the cons and use it as a pro. You could take the negative and use it as a positive. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna run out of slides in a second. Okay, but when you're buying something, it's not to work everything out and to turn the pros into, I mean, and turn the cons into pros, and you just want something, like easy to use, and it didn't even come out of the box. I mean, it came out of I don't know if it was used already or whatever, but it came out of a snap bag. It was placed in a snap bag by the seller, so maybe he didn't want it. Okay, I don't know if it was used or not. So it's kind of very easy to detect on Amazon if something is used or not. Very easy. And having bought like almost 1,000 things on Amazon before I left, I think it was up to like 800 and something in my history or whatever it was, like 900. I don't know. And it would have been well over 2,000 by now because I've been here for 6 years. So it would have been like around over 2,000 easily, because I used to buy a lot of Bible books and stuff like that or whatever for you know what I mean, and videos and DVDs and games and all this stuff. But you don't want something that you have to like transform into something good. That means it isn't that great to begin with. Okay, if you have to transform it, okay, unless you're playing with Transformers. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't fit. It doesn't make the cut, and then you're trying to make it into something that makes a cut. You know what I mean? This is, you can tell by my voice and by my sort of tape delay sort of style of speaking that I'm very disappointed in this product, even though it's not a piece of garbage. Though, before I break into the other pros, um, this is really for show. This is really for show. This is for show more than talk. Okay, because it reduces your volume going out and the volume coming in, and I'm going to demonstrate that in a video in basically a few minutes. You know, and you can test it by the squatch. If probably my wife is not going to be available, but because you're not going to hear it that well. Like when a voice, like when you're testing it, the voice is sort of deceitful. The squatch is the thing that's really gonna tell you if it's really being reduced or not. I learned that, so I don't even need my wife to do this test, okay, or anybody else. I could just use the squelch and the volume of the squelch, with the mic in and the mic out. It's basically going to tell you everything right then and there. Okay, if you're gonna have a and then you have a where you're gonna know that it's already weak when you're using this thing. Okay. All right, so let me see if I can remember them all. I'm not writing them down. I mean, the price, the weight, the usability, friendly, user friendly sort of style. One button, but then again, that's a con at the same time, and all this other stuff. Okay, and the belt clip, the number 4, right? Number 5. As I lose my voice over here, it's the King James only curse. Number 5, it has the LED indicator. Number 5 has the LED indicator. Okay, so when you talk, it's and I think it's green, isn't it? When you talk or something like that. I forgot. I even forgot it. Okay. So it's here. The picture is here, but it has the same basic colors. One color when you're transmitting, and another color when you're receiving, like that. Okay. So that's good. That's 5. Let me see what else. Um, it has a jack in there. Now I don't know what that jack is for, but if it has a jack, it's for something. So that's positive. So that's 6. I don't know if it's an earphone piece in it or something, jack or whatever it is. So, but it's something. So I didn't figure that out yet. But I mean, it's okay. Now, what do you mean by show somebody says? Well, I mean, you have it on your belt and it looks really nice and official. I mean, you have the walkie-talkie or the radio, and then you have the mic next to it, and it really looks cool. Especially when you have your new antenna on the unit, telescopic antenna and stuff like that. It really looks nice. And then a new wristband, which I'm going to speak about, that I got. And 2 of them are coming in. I already got one, and I gave that one to my wife. Hi, my love. Hi, hon, my love. That's my baby. And hi, hon. And so the thing is that the straps are something else I'm gonna talk about, because the strap that this 888S came with is not a great strap, and it broke off. And you don't want it breaking off if you're hanging, installing a window or something like that, and then the walkie-talkie breaks out of your wrist. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? That didn't happen to me, but it broke. So not immediately, but a couple of months down the road. Okay, and a couple of months is now. I ordered a new wrist strap, which should make the cat. Okay, I use that a lot in this video. Well, how about the cons though? I can't really think about any more pros. How about the cons? Well, the con is this: the volume is awful. It reduces. Now, this is the thing, that you want a mic to actually either do 2 things, or 1 or 2 things, or 2 at the same time, to amplify your voice going out. Which there are mics that do that, hand mics, by the way, and or just to make life easy, just to keep it the same volume. You understand? Okay, and that'll be okay. I don't need it to amplify my voice, Okay, but it will help. But if it doesn't do that, just keep the volume the same. Okay, so I mean, the voice reduction is awful. It's hideous. It's really. I mean, listen. You know that the box is not honest. I mean, what do you mean the box? Well, I mean, the information on the box, that there's 5 watts or like what, 3 miles or 5. I don't know what it says. Well, 5 miles or whatever. People, and I had the box. I just threw it out. I didn't care to read it. But it gives you some information that is not honest. Okay, so it tells you that it's a great walkie-talkie. Don't get me wrong; it's a great radio, but it's not as great as the box says. It's great. Don't get me wrong. For the price, for the weight, for the size, it's powerful. But okay, but it's not being honest with you. So, like, when you're having problems about a mile out, okay, it's already jumping and hopping and skipping on you and stuff like that. It's like, it's just, It's like the 1950s with the song. You know what I'm saying? Hop or hop hop. Like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't need any reductions. You can't afford any reductions in audio. Okay? You can't. So any reduction in audio is sloppy at best. You don't want anything like that. You want everything to be amplified. You want everything to be improved, not degraded, not degrading your device, your radio, your hammy, whatever you want to call it. You understand what I mean? So this is just all. It was awful. And then you have my wife complaining. Okay. And I didn't know what she was talking about because I didn't know that my voice was being reduced, and she said, "Well, I can't hear you that well." I said, "Well, um, let me hear you for a second." And yeah, I took out the mic and put it back in, and her voice was reduced by let's say by a good 30% or 40%. That's a lot. That's a lot. It might not be as much. I mean, it might be 25%, but 25% or 30% is still a big chunk of what you're trying to keep. If it just kept it the same, then listen. Okay, I'll get another one for my wife or something like that. But I'm probably sure that she don't want it. Okay, so that's just it. So the volume is awful. No, con number two. Well, there's no controls except for the PTT button. Now that's awful because even though you get a reduction in your voice, but if you have volume controls, you can offset that. You can put it up to the level, okay, that it originally was. At least hearing it. That's the problem, though. Even though you have volume controls, it doesn't necessarily mean, and it's not the case. That your output, your transmission is going to be okay, adjusted to the level that it was before. That's a different thing altogether. So I can improve the incoming calls, transmissions by the volume all I want, and that's just half of the problem. But what about the other half? That it doesn't improve me transmitting at the same power, at the same level as before. So even though the volume controls, when you really think about it, it's not going to really help everything. It will help one thing at least anyway. One thing. You know what I mean? So I have to put it. I have to put it. I have to put it. Okay, that's like I'm speaking in the hood. You have to put it as a downgrade. So those are two things right off the bat. So I guess that's punctiliar, off the bat. So the volume, the lack of volume controls. Okay, and then the volume itself. Two big things. Number three, no channel selection. No channel selection. I mean, you want the channel selection. Listen, it's not a. Listen, they had channel selections in the 1980s in ham mics. Okay, and probably even before. And in the 1980s, I used to use ham mics. You know what I'm saying? Walkie-talkie hand mics. They were great hand mics. I mean, these were great. And I remember one. I think I used it for the CB though. I'm not sure if I used it for the Radio Shack walkie-talkie, the T120 or whatever it was. It cost me about $160, and then you could buy the accessories. You could buy your dummy batteries. I don't know if the dummy batteries came with it though, but anyway, whatever dummy batteries. You could buy better ones also though. So you have plastic ones and metal dummy batteries. Hi, my love. The rubber ducky antenna. You're carrying case because the belt design was hideous. I mean, it was just hideous. I don't want to get into that. And then what else you can get? Well, the mic, the charger. So you can get some accessories. You could get some accessories in those days also for your walkie-talkies. This is nothing new. There's nothing new at all. So anyway, just to make a long story short, I just no channel selection buttons, no volume selection buttons. So what I'm saying, and the volume is hideous. I mean, it's just ah. What else is bad? Well, the belt clip size is bad. It's not the same. It doesn't correspond. So you need to use your brain. Okay, that's just the thing. It's just like Ralph Crandall. Why don't you use your ingenuity? Ingenuity. Why don't you use your brain? Because I want to always win first prize. That's why. As Alice saying, use your brain. No, I don't want to use my brain. I guess that's what we do coming in these things. We don't want to use our brain. We want the people to manufacture things, use their brains, and we're just enjoying the fruits thereof, which is just the way to do it. I don't want to use my brain. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You know, all right. I mean, it's fun to use your brain, but good God, I'm paying money. And for a product that is supposed to be like great, you know what I mean? And then when it's not great, it's just disappointing. I don't know, guys. You know what I mean? But the belt clip is small, much smaller, much smaller. It's like a not even for an inch belt. Okay, so I mean, so what I did when I want to show it off, because this is strictly just a show, guys. It's just, oh, look at me. I have a walkie-talkie, and then all the other stuff that's the new hand strap, the new antenna, telescopic. That was the big deal. That's the big deal. That's the deal. That's the real McCoy. And look at this hand mic right next to it. Make it look official. It's really for show. That's what it is. Nobody's gonna know that it stinks, but it's just for show. It's just for show, right, honey, my love? Huh? And she'll laugh in a second, when I start laughing myself, what I mean? It's just for show. Well, what are the cons? Well, with the con, no volume controls, no channel controls, the volume stinks, and the belt clip is too small. But, right, honey, my love. Oh, my baby. So the thing is that, so what did I do? Like I said before, I just used the belt strap to hang it on. I can't use the belt, so I have to use something. I just can't dangle it down my leg. So I use that. That's all the one that the army belt came with, like that. Just because the belt straps are usually what, like a little bit more than a half an inch or something like that, or whatever it is, or maybe like I don't know, a sixth of an inch or something. So you could just tuck it in there like that. Just clip it there. But you can't use the belt if the belt's too big. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? All right. No, I lost count. Number 5. I guess this is being too picky, but it doesn't really feel like a mic. It feels like a toy. It's nothing to grab. Remember the Bionic Woman? Remember when she was in an airplane? It's a copycat, and they could do this, because it's the same, studio, same whatever, same, the ones who made the Bionic, the $6 Million Man made the Bionic Woman spinoff. It's the same people, So that's just a deal. So they can get away with it. So, Steve Austin, he was involved in that plane accident and stuff like that, whatever. They wanted to kill Oscar. And then I think they wanted to kill Oscar in the other one of the Bionic Woman also. And remember that guy, that goofy guy that was in love with Jamie? And then either he or somebody said, "Well, she's too skinny," and she was using her bionic ear, and she's too skinny. You want somebody, like big enough to hold, like that. No, that's the deal. That this mic is like a toy in your hand. It doesn't really feel like a hand mic. It really doesn't. It's very small. It's too small. It's okay. I wouldn't mind it if it worked. But the things about Baofeng is just that, and some people don't like this, that, it doesn't feel like walkie-talkies sometimes, or like mics and stuff like it. Just doesn't feel. And I think we're judging it by the old days. In the old days, we had these big, firemen walkie-talkies. Let's just face it. And these big mics. But they felt like something substantial. But I don't mind the walkie-talkie being small, because those days are gone. I don't want big clunky walkie-talkies. I don't want T120s. Okay, I don't mind having a Baofeng AAAS in my hand, but the mic is too small. I guess I'm being picky there, but it's too small. It's like a toy, for God's sakes. So that's the number five. The cons. Okay. Yeah. So what else, Horatio? Well, I mean, the coil, sort of. I don't know what you call it. The coil. The thing. You know what I mean. That used to be like on your old telephones and stuff like that. It doesn't feel the same. Also, okay, it's small. It's not as strong. I mean, so I guess I guess 5 and 6 are being too picky. I mean, who cares about the coil? As long as it works and stuff like that, that's the thing. And bigger doesn't necessarily mean better or stronger. Okay. So I'm just being honest with you before you spend your money. I mean, the volume stinks. Let's just face it, though. That's the most glaring thing about this about the unit. You understand what I'm saying? Ah, it's that. I mean, it's really bad, and it's hard to find a mic. Okay, for this thing. Okay, it's really hard to find a mic for the AAAS. That's just the deal. So I guess right there, your mic when you hit the PTT button, it'll be green. You understand what I'm saying? And then the red is the incoming reception. It has to do with the incoming or the reception sort of a deal. Well, at least you get that. Well, I'm talking about the cons. Okay, the cons. So the belt clip is too small. No controls, okay, except for the PTT button. That was like 2 and 3, and so you get all of that. Basically, those are your cons, but they're big cons. I mean, no channel. Okay, you can live without channel selection. Okay, fine, because if you're on one channel, okay, what's the big deal? But the volume control, because this thing is weak, so you can't control the volume. I mean, it stinks, though. Your volume anyway on the unit is going to be already high anyway, and if it's coming low, well, you can't keep on adjusting it. It's a limitation. Okay, it just comes to the volume again. The outgoing volume to the person that's receiving your signals, okay, your radio waves, which are converted, by the way, and or your voice is converted to this is like the other way around. It's like what's connected, the eye to the brain first, or the brain to the eye. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? There's actually the brain to the eye. It's not the eye to the brain. Um. So what's my grade? Well, I originally gave this a five. But I have to be honest with you. I have to give it. I'm sorry. And that was before I knew. I gave it the grade of a 5 or a 6 before I knew about the voice reduction. I didn't know about that until my wife started complaining. So because my wife started complaining, I have to reduce the grade, okay, into man, this is being generous, a 3. I have to give this a 3 out of 10. If I was grading it in the 5-star sort of system, man, I would have to give, because it's not a piece of garbage. You know what I mean. I'm talking really about the functionality. Does it function great? I have to say no. So I 1 out of 5. I'm gonna have to give this. I don't know, because of. I'll give it a 1 out of 5. Because of the material, and then I'll give it an extra 1 because at least it works. But I'm gonna have to get this a 2 out of 5 stars, which is 4. It's only 40%. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being a little bit inconsistent out of the using the 10 point system and giving it a 3 because it's not 40%. But I have to go that low, guys. I have to go that low. I can't give it a 5. I can't give it a 6. I can't give it a 4. It's a big problem. So if I could give it a 1, I will give it a 1 out of 5. But because of the material is good, and everything else works. I mean, at least the button works, because it's just, at least as a belt clip, you have to give it a 2. So 1 to 10, I give it a 3. 1 to 5, I give it a 2, and I'm being generous. Okay. So stay tuned for the test. It's coming right up. Okay, it's coming right up of the hand mic, the BAOFANG BF 888S, like in Sam. Okay, all right, hand mic. And so let's check out the test. But before we do, because probably this is probably going to be separately without the, there'll be two versions of this video, one with the test and one without the test. Please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up, and please leave a comment on the screen. Would I recommend you buying this? No. Don't waste your money. Try to get another hand mic that's better. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Try to get a hand mic that's just better than this, that has the controls, that has all these, that has that can amplify your voice, not degrade it. We don't need the unit, the AAAS, to be less than what it is, because it already experiences problems, about a mile out from like 5,000 feet and beyond. It has problems. That's why I got the telescopic antenna, and that's why I thought that the microphone, the hand mic, will be an improvement. It's not, and that's the problem. So I have to go the way of of the antenna, because there's no other way to spice up the your output. So would I recommend this? No. That's it. That's the review. Again, please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up, and please leave a comment on the screen. It was a pleasure in bringing this to you guys. Nice mic, nice idea, nice design, but again, they left out things that could have made this hand mic a great mic, or like a mic that was worthy to be mentioned with the old mics in the old days of the T120 Radio Shack walkie-talkie. Okay, when we were using great mics that amplified your voice and had a volume control and a PTT button, by the way, obviously, and channel selection controls. Okay, so this is not for you. Basically, it's not a great mic whatsoever. So I wouldn't even I wouldn't even buy it. I wouldn't even buy it at all, guys. That's just a deal. It is Angelo Quinones, always giving the glory to God. Please subscribe to my channel. Like I said before, please leave your comments on the screen, and please give me a thumbs up. Okay? Take care, guys. Bye.